So we'll be discussing today single row function. Single row function. What is the definition? এটার আরেকটা নাম আছে. There is another name of single row function which is called a scalar function. Definition: a single row function is a function that operates on a single row and returns one result per row. A single row function. Function is a function that operates on a single row and returns one result per row. This is the definition of single row function. So single row function is mostly the built-in function. The function is available to use, like for example, you will choose employee name. Those are the employee names. Those are employee names. For example, before going into the single row function, can anyone tell what are the multi-row function we discussed last class? What are? I show here only the count and sum. Can anyone tell what are the other function is exist in the SQL? Provide some example. What are the other area? Other area ভিতরে আছে max, mean. I believe I discussed some max, mean, average. So average দিয়ে we can check in the database what are the average salary, right? You can check what is the average salary, what is the total salary, what is the minimum salary, who makes the lowest salary, and who makes the highest salary, max, and count. There are some other function, multi-row function that supports in other language, like first, last, something like that. These are the common every language, every SQL language. Max, mean, sum, average, count. Anything missing? Average, count, okay. So these are the multi-row function. We can find out who is the max salary use, who is the minimum salary, what is the max date of hired date, like who. Max date means who join recently. Like এই ডেট ফিল্ডের ভিতরে যতগুলো রো আছে যেটার মধ্যে সবচেয়ে বেশি মানে সে হচ্ছে যে সবার আগে পরে জয়েন করছে, রাইট? আর যদি মিনিমাম হয় তাহলে সে হচ্ছে যে সবার আগে জয়েন করছে, হি জয়েন বিফোর এভরিওয়ান. So that we can find out by mean. আর max recent অথবা max salary we can bear, minimum salary we can write. Sum is the total group wise salary. All function are multi-row function. When you use the max, we don't need to use the group by because we are taking all the record and return one row. Similarly, mean sum also can be done by group without group. Sum মানে হচ্ছে যে entire employee দের salary যদি total করি how much it would be. Average also similar. Count also similar. We can use group by. We can see the department wise count. We can see the everything together. All count. Okay, moving on to the single row function. Single row function is a function that operates on single row and returns one result per row. So for example, we have an employee name, first name and last name, right? So first name is a camel case. Do you know what is camel case? So first letter is capitals uppercase and then other letter is the lowercase. So, but we want to convert this, everything convert to the uppercase or everything convert to the lowercase. Let's do it. Select from HR dot. Sorry. Employees. Let me show both so that we can see difference. Then upper. First name. Upper. Last name. So if you run this one, it runs single all rows and return all rows. See, first name Alan, it converted to the uppercase. All record letter is upper now. All last name is uppercase. Similarly, we can do that lowercase also. So this is a lower, it is a building function, single row function, it called also single row function or a scalar function. A scalar function. So let's first name. So it will convert to the lowercase. See, what is the difference here? What is the difference here? It changed to the lowercase. All are lowercase. And it is the all are uppercase. ঠিক আছে। আর এ ধরনের অনেক ফাংশন আছে। We cannot go all the function, but we can use those function, you know. For example, we wanted to see, like you are in a project. They told you to test a column. So there is a column called social security number. It has to be nine digit. It cannot be less than 9 digit. It cannot be more than 9 digit. So how you gonna test? There is a function called length. Mobile. So using the length function, we can tell how you can tell. You can put into the higher clause. We wanted to see, is there any value? There should not be any value. If there are any value that is less than 9 digit, those are the bad value. Those are the invalid records. So you are testing something in the database to see social security number. is less than 9 digits or more than 9 digits. So how we can do that? We don't have social security number column in the employee tables, but we can do something like that. Not here. We wanted to filter out valid record and invalid records. For example, for now, we can do something. We can take value from the employee tables. We pretend some columns. Here, for example, first name is a social security number now. So we wanted to see if not equal to 5. So the records is less than or greater than 5 in length. Length means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? This is called length. So we are expecting, we are filtering out, sorry, can I equal to, we are checking how many bed record is there. So in the real project, probably they give you to test. One is column called okay, phone number. We can consider the phone number. Phone number has to be. আচ্ছা, just a minute. We can use the phone number here. US phone number is basically 3 and 4 digit. And this is the country code. So along with country code, it has to be 10 in length. So let's try phone number that is not 10. Those are the invalid record. So this length is what is this length? Length is a function, a scalar function, a single row function. So we can use this length to test this one. See, 4, 3, 7, 7, 3. Okay, it bring everything. So 3, 3, 6, and for 10, 11 actually. We call it 11 because there is a country code. So if it is 11, those are the valid phone number. If it is not 11, that are not the valid phone number. Again, what's the difference? What is the issue here? It is still bringing those because there is a dot. So when it count length, using the length function, it counting everything inside this one. One dot, so two in length, you can say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's become 14. Actually, it is. So that also can be handled. That is another function we can use. Let me show you. Replace. Replace. So what is the structure of replace? The structure of replace is the field name. Field name. And then what we want to replace. And we want to replace the dot, this dot, with none as valid phone number, valid phone. Do you see now? You can use other column also here, before, after, so that you can know who is this uh, employee ID. You guys are following? এটা কি বোঝা যাইতেছে? So before it has a dot, I remove the dot. Sometimes they have a hyphen, right? Sometimes they have hyphen in the phone number. So I correct. This is called correcting the data. So this replace command I used here, it is also single row function. It takes each row and return each row. And it basically correct this record. So single row function is a many different type is single row function. There are many different single row function is there. Many different single row function is there. Type of single row. You cannot remember everything, but most commonly use, you should remember. And then when you are in a real project, কোন একটা প্রজেক্টে যখন কাজ করবা, তখন যে জায়গায় স্টাক হবে ওইটা এখানে ইয়া থেকে চ্যাট জিপিটি আছে, গুগল আছে, এখানে সার্চ করে বের করতে পারবে। কারণ there are many unlimited single row function is there, so we cannot remember everything, but we need to know the way to resolve issues. If we know there is a way, we can find that way. So that's the key things. Type of single row we cannot, but most commonly used function we should remember, especially in the interview. For interview, you need everything. For interview, you need to know many, common function they might ask. So there are different type of functions. Type of function. First one is string function. Second one is number function. Third one is date function. Fourth is conversion function, like replace. We use the replace here, right? It is a conversion. We are converting data one from to another one. We are transforming data one to another. We remove the one and then we transform without, we make the phone number valid so that we can click and then make the call. So this is called conversion. Conversion data is mostly used for correcting data. And then general function. So string ফাংশনের ভিতরে কি কি পড়তেছে, মোটামুটি যেগুলো মোস্ট কমনলি ইউজ গুলো আমি বলতেছি। স্ট্রিং ফাংশনের ভিতরে আমরা করছি কি, আপার করছি, লোয়ার করছি, তারপরে ইনিট ক্যাপ একটা আছে। ইনিট ক্যাপ কি করবে, ফর এক্সাম্পল, for practice you don't need to table. For practice I'll show you how you can do that. For practice you can use the dual. Dual is a system database you can use for any purpose. Like for example, what is the date today? We don't know, right? sys date. Select sys date from dual. See, this is the date today, date time. This time is what time is it now? 10. So it adding some, so it might be using some other. It's not a Bangladesh time. It's not a New York time. It's some other area's time. So we can check that. But for example, now init. What is the init? Select. For practice, you don't need a database. Select init cap. আমি এখানে provide করলাম string deep inside deep inside. If I use from dual, for practice, use the dual. You can write anything, it will execute. So what's the difference you guys see here with this function, the string function? What I did, what is the output? What is the input? What is the output? What is the input? What is the output? This is also called camel case. Init cap means, I think in the word it is called title case. Every letter, first letter will be convert to uppercase, and rest would be the lowercase. So this is the init cap. So when you want to do a sentence case, I think it is called sentence case in the Microsoft Word, but it is also called in the database. It is called init cap. Like initial letter would be the uppercase, remaining would be the lowercase. So we can change something like that. When we have a set of data in the real projects and you are assigned to correct them, you are assigned to transform them, then we can use those single row function to change those data. Or also you can use single row function to test the data. For example, um, recently I was testing something. There is a data set. I was told all the first name, last name should be uppercase. So how I'm gonna test this one? Is there any? I have. I need to check. I need to check what is not in uppercase. So how I can do that? Anyone help? Try to give an idea. Try to resolve this one. For example, okay. So first name. Is there any name in this list is not a init cap? Like first letter is uppercase and rest is the lowercase. Is there any name that is not fall under that init cap category? So you have only 107 record. You can go one by one and check, test, right? What if you have a 1 million record here? So it's not feasible, it's not possible to go check 1 million record one by one to see any record. See, this is different, right? Both are the uppercase. So for example, this is a bad data. How can you identify within a million records? You can use the init cap. How? Can anyone help? How? How we can do that? We already learned the tools. We already learned how to use init cap, how to use filter. Now we need to make an idea. I cannot give you all the answers, but I gave you already the how to write the h function, common function. Using those technique, you can actually brainstorm and then find out how to use that function, how to use that technique. Now, how we can do that? Try to think in a minute. How we can return a record that is not init cap, like first letter is capital and then rest is the lowercase, small letter. Anyone try? How we can, from 1 million record, how we can find out? Any clue? Got any idea? Let me show you. So that's why need a practice is important, so that the tools you learn, how you can utilize, you will find the way to utilize. When problem comes, you know all the options, but you don't know which option to use. That requires a lot of practice. So now I'm telling you, um, init, init cap, first name, how to use not equal to. How to use not equal to. Can anyone put in the chat if cannot speak? If you don't speak, definitely you will be rejected in the what it called, in the embassy. If you don't speak, how to use not equal to.
আশ্চর্যবোধক চিহ্ন মনে হলো।
That's it. giving me trouble. So there are two way we can write not equal to. One is one is
লেস দেন অ্যান্ড গ্রেটার দেন একসাথে,
hmm, yes.
লেস দেন
This is
অ্যান্ড গ্রেটার দেন একসাথে লিখলে
this is one, either this one or we can write this one. So now we can find out what I did here. Init cap, first name. Oh, sorry. What is the mistakes I'm doing here? I have issue with this code. What is it? A mistakes. A mistakes is I did not write higher clause. See, it returned this record that is not init cap. So recently আমি একটা ডাটা সেট টেস্ট করতেছিলাম, সেখানে কি ছিল, ওখানে রিকোয়ারমেন্টটা ছিল যে all first name and last name should be in uppercase. So I use that technique. I put the uppercase first name not equal to from database. So এটাকে আমি প্রথমে কনভার্ট করে নিচ্ছি। আমি জানি না মিলিয়ন রেকর্ডের ভিতরে কি আছে। সো আমি কনভার্ট করে নিচ্ছি আপার কেস and checking and checking, or we can do something like that, uppercase and then equal to the database step field. এটা রিটার্ন করবে as it is record that exist in the tables, and I'm matching with this, changing the values and matching with this. So এই টেকনিক গুলো এভাবে ইউজ করা যাবে। So we talk about the init cap, a string function. um, so init function এভাবে ইউজ করা যাবে, but if you don't practice, in next day you will not remember anything. So I will not proceed next function, but I think you guys practice next week. We'll do the testing. We will do some test. I will give some question in the session, and everyone will try to resolve those problem from the past class, all the class, like for previous যা করাইছি ওগুলো থেকে আমরা টেস্ট নিব। জয়েন, তারপরে বেসিক সিকুয়েন্স, কেস স্টেটমেন্ট, এগুলো। অলরাইট।
প্রথমে প্রথমে 5-7 মিনিট একটু রিক্যাপ করলে ভালো হতো, রেকর্ডিং এ নাই তো এটা।
হ্যাঁ, কোনটা?
প্রথম পাঁচ
আচ্ছা,
সাত মিনিটের আলোচনা গুলো আর কি।
হ্যাঁ, আমি তো আজকে শুরুতে গত ক্লাসের এই যে মাল্টি রো ফাংশন করছি এটা নিয়ে ডিসকাস করছিলাম। তারপরে আমি আজকের রেকর্ড শুরু করছি এবং সিঙ্গেল রো ফাংশন শুরু করছি, রাইট? So SQL, if you don't practice it, you will remember. You will not remember. You will not find, and not only remember, the idea গুলা এক্সিকিউট করা। যে আমরা তো বেসিক সিকুয়েল শিখছি, এটা একদম খুব সিম্পল, লাইক সিলেক্ট স্টার ফর্ম হোয়ার কেস গ্রুপ বাই হ্যাভিং অর্ডার বাই, রাইট? সো এই স্ট্রাকচার সব যে কোনো সিকুয়েলের সেম, এবং কিভাবে হোয়ার ক্লজ ইউজ করতে পারি এবং সিলেক্টের ভিতরে কিভাবে কেস স্টেটমেন্ট ইউজ করতে পারি, কিভাবে ফাংশন গুলো ইউজ করতে যায়, এগুলো সবই জানা আছে, কিন্তু প্র্যাকটিস না করলে এই এই আইডিয়া গুলো পাওয়া যাবে না। কিভাবে একটা প্রবলেম যখন আসবে, এই প্রবলেমটাকে কিভাবে সলভ করা যাবে নলেজ থেকে, নলেজ গুলোকে ইউটিলাইজ করে প্রবলেম গুলো সলভ করতে হলে প্র্যাকটিস লাগবে, লট অফ প্র্যাকটিস, এভরিডে 30 মিনিটস।